welcome back to Tifosi Time, your weekly Serie A Italian soccer podcast. Fellas, we are less than a week away from Euro 2020/21 actually starting. COVID be damned, we're almost there. My name is Frank. I'm here with Dan, Chris, and Pietro. We're probably going to be breaking down the entire Euro preview show that's going to be watching and listening to today. But before we do that, guys, should we cover off on some of the rumors from Serie A?
No, I think you should let people know that we're actually an audio podcast now.
Oh, that's also important news. Yes.
Yeah. What are we on? We're on Google Podcasts and Spotify. If you don't want to watch us, and Apple. If you don't want to watch us because we're so ugly, you just want to listen to us. You can do that.
If you're new to the show, I highly recommend the audio only version. Yeah, so I agree with that. Good ad. Good ad, Dan. That's like a part of the show.
That's why I'm here.
All right. So is there anything else we need to tell them? I know we have a Twitter, right?
Yes, we have a Twitter. We do have a Twitter.
But anyway, all seriousness, let's get going. There's a few rumors before the bulk of the show is going to be talking about the Euros. But since it's Serie A show first, let's actually Pond is on, and he said, the big news of the day, we could start off with the U.S. take home the nation's gold.
Yes, say champion.
with McKennie playing a huge role. We can talk about that.
So I just really quickly on that game, because that game was fun to watch. I don't know if you guys watched it against Mexico last night. McKennie, first of all, anytime he did something, that's when the team did something. If he wasn't involved, they didn't really do much. On his goal, I don't know what the hell Mexico was doing. Every single corner kick USA took, they did a stupid zone defense and never marked him once, so he was bound to score one of them.
Hey, listen to me. This McKenzie.
McKenzie, the defender?
He's horrible. The little bit I saw, he's
a better player than that.
He let up the goal in the beginning of the game.
I didn't understand why Desti didn't play on the right side.
Where do you play?
That guy.
Well, they had Yedlin on the right side.
No, that guy's a center back, McKenzie.
No, he was playing on like the right.
He played on the right usually.
McKenzie had a really bad start. That one pass that was just led to
He also
goal.
gave the ball away a couple times after that too, like 20 minutes after that. I mean, he just
but he's not comfortable with himself. I noticed.
That's because he gave away the goal in the first minute.
Neither is the producer.
Yeah, and I thought Tim Ream was pretty bad too. I don't know why he's on the national team either.
Even that guy Brooks, he got worse.
He got worse. Brooks was better 8 years ago.
He's a lot older now.
He's a bit better.
But McKennie, because we related to Italian soccer.
But McKennie, if I was a coach, I would have given some suggestion. I'm a midfielder, right? He ran too much.
That's why we
should have tried to get to some better position.
Well, that's
like that, a coach, what a coach say, you run too much, respect your position.
But I don't think any coach has said, hey, take the center of the field. I think he's always playing out wide, being shuffled around, definitely on Juventus and national team too.
But the way he played, frankly, he played too good. He wants to press him, he wants to do everything. He cannot do everything. The whole team has to play the same.
He is the captain, right?
He cannot run off for everybody. Up and down. It's just have some respect over the position too. For himself to.
You have to remember too. He's still young. He's 22. He's still learning.
A good coach, they're going to tell him in the state.
I don't think they have a good coach.
And that coach, who's that coach anyway?
I don't know.
Ex-MLS player.
Berhalter, listen, he's probably better than Pirlo was this year. So.
Yeah,
come on, Frank.
What did Pirlo teach him this year? Are you kidding me? Pirlo didn't even know how to recognize that McKennie should have been on the field the first one out of the crappy midfield we had. Are you kidding?
At least Berhalter has coaching experience.
I'm not saying Berhalter's a good coach.
Yes, the coach is not that great. You know why? I tell you why. Just to see from one action, he realized that we score. U.S. score after a while. I do it right away when we score now. To jump. He
What do you?
delay. He does with delay.
those games are always those games are always tough against Mexico. I mean, if you were watching it, the fans, they had to stop the game because there was homophobic slurs going on. There was beer being thrown at players. It was a weird
Welcome
atmosphere.
back, fans.
Yeah, like you go from no fans to like them being crazy.
Yeah, it's embarrassing, man. It's 2021. Like people need to.
It's
ridiculous.
It's annoying, but yeah, Reina almost got knocked out by like a beer can. Like it was, a lot of extra stuff on.
Reina, I thought it was a midfield. It's a forward.
No, he's a winger.
Maybe more on the wing.
No, his father. I thought he was midfield. I never saw him.
No, he plays more forward than his father.
Yeah, but he has to get tough himself too sometimes.
He's 19.
He plays some amateurs.
But he also weighs like 100 pounds. Like he's very young. He needs to develop more. Anyway, on the other side, you had Lozano from Mexico, who had a decent first half and then kind of disappeared the rest of the game. Didn't really do much. I'm just talking in Serie A, terms. People who played in the game were in the league. But it was a good win for USA. They had their goalie get hurt, and the backup goalie played.
Did you see the goalie?
Yeah,
he
played good.
Okay.
He played good. I mean, under that circumstance of coming
the
in.
circumstance when they scored at him, the 14 scored at him, I say he could do more. But then he came up. He came up good.
He did. He I thought he had a good game. Anyway, so that's the USA game. We might as well talk a little bit about USA since we are in USA.
Overall, McKennie played good, and listen, the U.S. has a ton of good young players that have potential, but the team itself has a lot to grow, right, in terms of how they play.
I think the USA 5 years ago they had the better player in the field.
No,
definitely
not.
No. Now he has McKennie, there's Pulisic. They're good.
They have Reina. They have a good goalie. They have good players.
They're all just young. They're all 19, 20 years old.
Defense, they look stronger to me.
Tyler Adams came back after 6 weeks.
I will agree with Daddy in the sense that I think the U.S.'s defense has been better in the past. Like with Brooks, and they're not the strongest. Like you can go back to the Agus days, and they were better just with the positioning.
Listen, I'd take Paolo Mastroeni on that team right now.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not that good.
The defense wasn't that great. So that was that game. Frank, what else did you say? We wanted to actually talk about.
There was before we get into the Euro preview, I wanted to touch on some of the rumors here in Serie A, and namely what I predicted before Donnarumma became a free agent, that Juventus would lose out to him by a team with bigger, deeper pockets. And the latest rumor is that PSG is close to signing him. 5 years, $12 million bucks, 12 million euros.
That offer, to me, it sounds like it's bull because that offer is so huge compared to anything else. Although they just did the same thing to Barcelona with that other midfielder who they like doubled what Barcelona had offered.
I think Donnarumma signed already for Juventus.
No.
What makes you say that?
Why do you think that?
It's making me say that, yes.
What makes you say that? You can't just say that without reason.
Because they have to write things. They have to write.
So there's two things. Dan's right. The salary is like really high. Like that's crazy salary.
No one's offering anywhere close to 12.
And the second thing is that I heard that they're still going to keep Navas over there too. So
they're going to loan him, I heard, for a year.
Oh.
He gets treated like dirt, that guy, and he's a good goalie.
No, they're going to loan Donnarumma.
They're going to loan Donnarumma.
Yeah.
What's the point of that?
BCG, the loan, Mario must be.
That doesn't make sense.
They have more money than anyone else.
Come on, give me a break.
I don't know about that.
Lord.
Listen,
you think Donnarumma would accept this to go alone to another team?
Well, this is going to be the question, right? Like, how much of it is the agent getting the price higher, trying to get them Juventus team he really wants to go to 10 million where he wants to be, and how much of it is legit, right? Like, how much is it? And let's say it's close. Let's say Juventus goes to 10, and PSG or a team like that does go to 12. Is the 2 million extra a year, 10 million euros over 5 years?
Frank, time out. Donnarumma signed already for Juventus. They just, even today, you know what he say? Chesney, he say, I'm 100% Juventus. I don't think they're going to sell everybody in.
Who's telling you this? The Chris himself? The Juventus Christmas Santa?
No, where did you hear
Chesney,
this Donnarumma signed for
they don't
Juventus?
tell me.
What makes you think Donnarumma already signed Juventus? Besides the
Because
fact
when you live in Milan, he has to do something like that. Frank,
PSG.
PSG is just as big a
play
club
like
as
that,
Juventus.
the best bowling in the world. He wouldn't stay hang around
See, I don't think that doesn't make sense to me to sign with PSG and then get loaned out. I think
that's a stretch too if he accepts that. But that was one of the rumors they were saying.
Yeah, you believe that.
Listen, all I'm saying is it's the agent's job to get the guy the most money. So if you're Juventus and you want him, put up the money and you'll get him.
Yeah,
right? If you don't,
Frank, the news say too that Raiola offered Juventus with the 6 million too to take him.
That's
you
BS.
believe that too?
No, I don't believe that.
Yeah,
That's
Lord,
stupid. Makes no sense. So you're saying it's out of the realm of possibility that PSG wants Donnarumma and would pay him. Is that what you're saying?
They have Nava. You understand? And they just want to keep Nava.
Wait, so time out. Why do you believe that?
The whole team wants Chesney because we don't trust Chesney. That's why we wanted Donnarumma.
It's the same thing with Navas. It's not like Navas is not
Neuer.
He's not Neuer.
He's good with BCG.
Navas is a good goalie. He's a lot older and his potential isn't as high as Donnarumma.
Yeah.
So if I have a chance to get a generational goalie or Navas, I'm going after or Donnarumma. You know, like this is one in a generation goalie that you can go for.
It's very similar to Juventus with Chesney. Like we don't think Chesney's great, but he's an international goalie, number one. Like you can't say that.
No. I don't
Same
think
as Navas. What's Navas then?
I don't think Juventus trust him too much. Plus, Juventus Juventus had the Buffon for 20 years. He wants to do the same thing.
I understand. This is why we all want Donnarumma. I'm just saying you're not going to get him on a discount because you're Juventus. Maybe $500,000 to stay in Italy, $1 million. But if you're offering 8 and the other team's offering 12, and we're talking $4 million a year, $20 million over 5 years.
You say take a discount to stay in Italy. Paris isn't exactly the slumps.
Exactly.
You know, like you have a chance to go live in Paris.
Donnarumma wants to stay in Italy. He don't want to go nowhere.
How do you know that?
I say just if you read that PSG wants, you read too that he wants to stay in Italy.
I believe he wants to stay in Italy. I think he knows that goalies that stay in Italy on one of those teams do better on the national team. I think he believes all that. But there's a certain point, right? Dollars talk. Like there's a certain point where that's why maybe PSG is willing to pay more than anyone else because they know I got to overpay to get him to come here.
Yeah.
I mean, PSG overpays for everyone, so it's not out of the realm that they wouldn't overpay for him either.
That's what I'm saying. If they know, okay, if I offer 10 and Juventus offers 10, Juventus is going to get him. Maybe if I up it by 20% and offer him 12, maybe I'll get him.
Yeah, but like we said, if the difference is 8 to 12, I don't know. I don't blame them, right?
That's $20 million. That's 20 million euros over 5 years.
Yeah. You never know. We don't know exactly what the numbers are. We don't know if there's release clauses involved. You know, there's whatever. But from everything that I saw, that they're going to announce it in a couple of days, even before the tournament starts, that he's going to be a PSG player. Apparently, you think differently, but
to me, it seems a little bit more than a smokescreen used by the agent to get the price up on Juventus. It seemed more like it was a done deal where they're going to be making announcements.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So when you talk about the rumor, you have to leave us a rumor.
Yeah.
Because Juventus is with Icardi, Vlahovic.
But this one's actually getting reported by reliable sources. Like Fabrizio Romano he's a reliable reporter, and he's the one that's reporting this 12 million to PSG. So he's not usually wrong about this stuff.
And he said straight up Juventus is out.
I just read nobody give 10 million. Now you talk about 12 million.
But this is PSG. They got that oil money.
It's true. I mean, they.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll see. I think we'll have an answer in a couple days. I think before the tournament starts.
So the only other piece of Italian news was sorry to Lazio. I think since our last show.
It's not official, but
it's Lazio's getting a little annoyed. That it's taking so long. The contract offers out there. He's delaying because.
Okay, but Lazio, it's Lazio president Tito. He's a cheap. You're the one to save as much he can.
Yeah, but they were also getting annoyed because he's holding out because maybe Tottenham will open up for him. But it looks like they're going to finalize it soon, which is good. I mean, he's back in Italy. I don't know how much it's going to help Lazio or him because he's more of a project guy. You know, it's going to take a couple of years to get his system in. You know, they don't just learn it on the fly.
Does that mean Juventus can stop paying him once he gets another job?
Yeah, they should.
The last rumor too, which I don't know if there's any truth to it, but Roma is looking at Belotti. So
I saw 20 to 25 million for Belotti to Roma.
Seems too much.
I don't know
in this market.
I mean, if you remember though, like 4 or 5 years ago, they were talking about $100 million.
Yeah,
they wouldn't sell him for anything.
Yeah.
And now he's lowered so much. He's a quality. I mean, he's a strong player. I don't know that I feel confident as him as my leading striker.
No.
You know, I don't trust him as much as maybe some others.
Yeah.
I think in a good year he scores 18 to 20 goals, in a bad year he scores 14. I think that's what he is.
Yeah.
He's a leader, which is good.
Yeah, but do you trust Mourinho?
No.
Especially on Mourinho, he's going to score 12 goals.
I don't trust him at all.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a good fit at all.
But we talked about this. We talked about this. You know, like none of us really have a good feeling about that mix with the team, the players, the reporters. Like that whole situation is very, very tough.
All right, well, we're exactly at the 20-minute mark, so let's shift to the Euros because this is supposed to be our Euro preview show. So let's get rolling there.
Dominic, you know why they don't announce Donnarumma? Because Szczesny still didn't find the team. They didn't find the team.
He doesn't.
He's talking to the chat for the people on the podcast, guys.
Yeah. He's saying why.
Yeah, we got you. Let's move on.
Let's start with Group A because Italy's in Group A, right? Makes most sense.
Yeah,
right.
Let's do it.
This group, you have the original host of the tournament was supposed to be Italy. Now it's spread out throughout a few different countries. You have Italy, Turkey, Switzerland, and Wales. I don't think any of us expect Italy to get anything other than first place in this group, right?
The only thing that I always say is Italy always starts tournaments slow, but the fact that they're playing 3 home games and they've been playing so well, and it's a young team, yeah, I would agree.
And not that they've played important games, but they haven't lost a game in like 27 matches or something like that. Like they've been on a good roll with Mancini.
So you would definitely expect Italy to win this group. Obviously, we're all thinking that, right? But like, I could see them tying Turkey. Like Turkey's got a decent roster.
Turkey's like my sleeper of the tournament. I think they got good players. If they can put it together, they can make some noise.
That's what I was going to say. They open up with Turkey first game on Friday. And if that game goes the wrong way, which like to Dan's point, I could easily see a tie. Does the pressure of playing at home all of a sudden turn into, okay, now we play Switzerland and they end up trying to battle their way through in the third game? We've seen tournaments like that. All the way back to the 94 World Cup where they ended up in the final, but it took like the final day on a tiebreaker.
It was pulling teeth just to get out of the group. It was rough.
Hey, did you hear Paratici at Tottenham? He wants to bring Bonucci, Kulusevski with him.
Good, go.
Great. Why is he?
I don't know how that fits into the Euro talk.
We're talking Euros, but all
right. So we have a segment on our show. It's called "Figure Out Which One of the 4 hosts is Drunk." That's your first clue.
So in this group, you have Switzerland also, which Switzerland, I mean, I think Ricardo Rodriguez is like their star player. Like they don't have a lot.
No, they have a couple of guys that aren't terrible.
You see, Italy's playing good, but it's not easy with Turkey, Switzerland.
Yeah, they got Freuler.
Yeah, they do have Freuler. Exactly.
Yeah.
Like their team's not the worst.
Plus, they don't give up a lot of goals. They play compact, and Switzerland always gives Italy a hard time.
Yeah,
like they always do. So. If you had should we go through and say who we think's coming out of this group?
I mean, can we mention Aaron Ramsey and Wales first? Because
listen, you guys hate on Wales, but like, look, pop up their team, Dom. They have some players on there too. Like, it's not going to be easy. Like Wales, people are saying.
No, Wales has. I mean, every team in this tournament has players. I mean, that they're in the tournament. They qualified. They got to have some decent players on their team. Obviously, the caliber of Italy. Like, I don't put any of these teams at the caliber of Italy. And if they don't come in first place, then that's an awful show.
Wales is not bad either.
Yeah, no. So I think we all agree with you. I would think all of us think that Italy is going to win this group. Correct?
I think this group is pretty clear cut. It's Italy and then Turkey.
That's who I have as my two. Yeah,
I agree. But
right. What do you think? What do you think, Ba? Who do you think's coming out of here? Top two teams.
Italy.
And what about the other team?
Yeah, I think it's going to be Switzerland.
Yeah.
Do you think so? Tom, do you have Turkey's roster?
Yeah, put up Turkey's roster. Let's talk about, because we got a question from Pond too. Why Turkey over Wales?
So Turkey has a lot of people in Serie A, first of all.
Yes.
That's just something
that's our bias
that I like to see. But Çalhanoğlu, Demiral, Ion, Kabak on Liverpool, Mulder on Sassuolo. Like, they have a solid defense.
Under.
They have some speed. I think they have a really talented roster, Turkey, and if they can put it together, they can really do some damage.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they're gonna be top four, but like, they're not a team to just let's look ahead to the next game. That's for sure.
No, I think they're going to play everybody competitive, like physical and enough talent on the ball, where I think they're not going to give up a ton of goals and they're going to score their share. And I just think Switzerland is all dependent on not giving up goals, right? Like winning 1-0 or getting ties. So that's how Switzerland's going to try to go through. And Wales, it's all about, I think it's how Bale and Ramsey go. And Ramsey had a horrible year, and Bale's not having the best year. So, I just think Turkey's going in with a little bit better form. This year they've been playing really well. I don't think Turkey's lost this year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep. Dan James also.
It's not the worst group by any means. That's for sure.
So do we think a third place team can come out of this group potentially?
I personally don't think a third place team.
They got two teams go, right?
Two teams in the top four third place teams.
And top four.
It's a chance, but I don't know. Like,
it's going to be hard because I think they're going to beat up on each other. I think there's going to be ties in here.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I wish.
I hope one thing for Italy doesn't go to the old habits, right? Remember that they play slow in the beginning and they do 0-0 the first. They have to win the first game.
Yeah.
And that's their toughest game, is their first game.
They have to start to play the way they are to play right now.
So if Turkey was their third game, I'd feel a little more confident. But like, if you start slow against them, then
So, question really quickly: how many fans are allowed to go to that game? Does anyone know?
Oh, I have no idea. Italy's got a whole different set of rules than over here.
What is 50%, 25%?
Well, that's what I'm asking, because it is in Italy, so that is definitely a huge advantage, which is nice. But
I mean,
right there, that's like up to 50% capacity.
Okay.
And in terms of the roster, there was news. Sensi got taken off because of injury, right? They brought in Pessina.
Yeah, you could put that up too, Dom, if you want. They brought Pessina up,
which is a shame. I wanted to see Sensi play and get some time.
Italy's roster, if you want, just really quick.
But
Bernardeschi's still there, man. That's all I'm saying.
In the recent friendly this week, they won convincingly. You saw in the midfield Locatelli take a spot because Verratti sat because he's not 100%. So we had this debate last week on who we start in the midfield.
He started my midfield, by the way.
Okay, and again, it was a friendly, so it doesn't really matter.
They played great.
They played well together.
They played awesome, man.
Which is my point. I think people are sleeping on Locatelli. I'm telling you, he's
got
character.
I agree with you.
Well, we'll see. I mean, that could very well be the midfield to start on Friday.
Do you guys think you think they're going to start Berardi over Chiesa?
That's a tough one. That's a tough one. I don't think you can go wrong either way.
Berardi played good the last.
Yeah, he played great.
Yeah, I can't really. As much as Keza had a great year, I really can't kill him if he plays Berardi. Plus, it'd be awesome to have Keza coming off the bench, right?
Yes,
With how his
100%.
work rate
And you just
his
flying.
speed.
Yeah.
I think they're very interchangeable. I think Berardi off the bench is a big lift too. So you can't go wrong at the right wing. It's a solid.
I think it depends also who they're playing, right? Because Keza does more work in the coming back in defense, tracking back, than Berardi does. So it depends how much he thinks if they're playing someone with the attacking back that he wants to track back.
To come back too.
Yeah, but not as well as Keza.
Listen, all I'm saying, that game, it was entertaining. It was fun to watch. They played great, man. If they can keep that up,
they play like that. I don't see where he has to come back.
Yeah, it was awesome. So let's hope it continues.
Well, listen, it's also the opponent too.
Our defense play up.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there was no one else. There was also no one speedy on the other team, which allows us to play up too.
Yeah.
All
right.
You want to go
anything
to
else?
Group B?
Yeah.
I think we pretty much said everything about Group A.
Yeah, let's move on.
What do we got? I don't even remember who's in this group. I think our producer fell asleep.
This group is Belgium, Denmark, Finland, and Russia.
That's easy one.
I mean, Belgium is the easy choice in that one. The second spot is up for grabs to me in this group. There's not another team where it's like, oh wow, this team is.
I'm keep going back between Denmark and Russia. I think Denmark is going to eke it out to get the second place.
Denmark.
Belgium are first place.
Yeah. Bring up Belgium's roster.
Belgium's got studs everywhere. It's
So obviously, with Lukaku there, right? A lot of people are picking him to win the Golden Boot of the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
So they're very strong up front. They had Mertens up there too. They have trying to just pick out people in the league.
Don't forget Castagna.
Yes, the ex Atalanta player.
De Bruyne, Hazard.
They have a very good team, which is why they're one of the favorites, right?
Yes.
I think this team. I think really this year we might see a Lukaku better than we've seen in a long time. Like he could really make a difference for them if he plays the same way. I mean, I don't think they're going to play the same way as Inter. But
so there was. I thought I was reading. Benitez, the manager, thanked his transfer to Inter because from 3 years ago he's a completely different player, and he's just.
I think Belgium has a chance to go on the 14.
Yeah, 100%.
So that's the thing. Like they're all set up for a finals appearance, but they just don't have the experience or the history of doing that. Can they start it now? Because that team, you put it up against France, is the only other team with the actual better roster than them, right? Like I don't see anyone that even comes close to that.
These tournaments are a lot about who's informed, though, and a little bit of luck, right? So, but I think Belgium. I think Belgium could definitely be considered one of the top 4 teams. For sure.
I think for them, it would be disappointed if they don't make Final Four.
Do we have I made a group?
6.
And do we have what group will we do against the other group after?
It's hard on this one because the way they're doing the third place.
Yeah, I mean, on the there's the knockout stages on the bottom over there, but it's tricky because of all the different possibilities.
So if you come in second place in A, you play second place in B, it looks like on this.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And then, one plays either 3A, E, F, it's so confusing.
Just so, if Italy gets unlucky, think of it this way. Italy could play Belgium next round.
Yeah.
2A, 2B. Like, it could happen. Do we think it's going to happen? No.
No, I think they set the tournament up on purpose to try to avoid teams like Belgium and Italy playing early, it seems like, right? Like, they both have to mess up to each other.
Why you say that?
Well, because if Belgium comes in first, right, they're 1B.
Italy has to get third in that spot to play them. Right?
Yeah.
They have to get third.
Yeah. So it's tough to pick, but I mean, I wouldn't expect Belgium to not first in this place. And like I said, if they didn't get Final Four, I would be surprised if they didn't get Final Four this
year. I agree.
And leading up into a World Cup 6 months from now, too. We forget that the World Cup is in the winter this year.
Yeah.
So this is like a little preliminary, like a little warm-up to that World Cup that's coming soon.
Yeah, we'll look at the last group later. Group
So
F,
who are
but
you?
like
Who are your top two coming out of here? Belgium and who? I said Belgium and Denmark. What do you guys say?
I don't know enough about these teams. Like they're all just kind of all the same. I like some players on Russia, and
Russia has Miranchuk.
At the second place, I'm gonna go from Denmark.
Denmark too. I look at Denmark's roster. It's not. I think
Yeah,
they have some players.
Denmark.
They have a few
not
players that are interesting.
Yeah.
For me, Finland is the one that's probably going to get fourth for me.
I mean, first of all, they have your boy Kyer, Dan.
Yeah, and Male from Atalanta.
Yeah, that's Stringer Larson from Udinese.
Eriksson.
Skol Olsen. Eriksson.
Milan.
Yeah,
man, Cornelius on Parm. Get him. Oh, Damsgaard, solid as hell. This team's not that bad.
Yeah, that's why I said I think they're gonna take second.
Yeah, they're. I agree. Second place for them.
Oh shit! They have an Eriksson too, right?
Yeah.
It's a tough call, really. I could any three of those teams could.
We probably should be reading off the roster to the people not seeing the actual video.
I like to pick out the people that we've been talking about all year.
Yeah.
So I just talk about really
we're an Italian soccer podcast.
That would take 4 hours.
Yeah, I'm not reading off the whole roster of teams.
Pukey. Yeah.
There's a lot of people. A lot of people that play in Italy.
Yeah. Denmark has a lot. Yeah, a lot of people. So for me, I mean, Belgium, and I'm gonna say Russia, just for the hell of it.
Well, can you ever see the roster for Russia?
I don't even think it's a good roster, but I think I just like to pick them.
It's a little old, right? Some of their players are pretty old.
Yeah, I mean, they still got Zubat forward.
Stemenov is still there.
Golovin.
Yeah, Golovin.
They do have a good coach, though.
Yeah, it's not a terrible roster. I think that Denmark's better, though, on paper. So
I don't see Russia.
Yeah.
I don't see Russia. The whole team is not. The whole players that played and have some great team.
Don't they have twins on this team too?
Well, Russia keeps a lot of people in house in Russia, so you don't watch the Russian league, so you're not gonna be able to
they have a lot of people
pick these players out.
Yeah,
but I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if they made it through.
I want to go Denmark.
Yeah, same.
Belgium and Denmark.
You want to go to Group C?
No one even talking about Finland, but no one expects much from
the
them.
roster.
Yeah.
If we know some play.
Yeah, that's fine. Group C has Austria, Netherlands, North Macedonia, and Ukraine.
Remind me, how did Netherlands get the second seed in this group?
This is
Netherland, Ukraine. There.
Oh, it's not in order, Chris. You have
this is just alphabetically now.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, what the hell? How the hell did Netherlands get second in this group?
Netherland, Ukraine, they go there.
Yeah, I would think Netherlands and Ukraine also, but. For me, we got Pandev on North Macedonia. I'm going to be rooting for North Macedonia in all these games.
Whatchamacallit's on there too? Elmas is on there.
Elmas is on that team too.
Yeah, but I mean, come on. Ukraine has Malinowski.
Yeah.
That is true. This could be like his coming out party to the rest of the world.
I am tempted
really well.
I am tempted to put Ukraine top of this group because of how bad the Boer has been with all his last 4 teams. He got fired by Inter. He went to the next team, got fired after 4 games.
Netherlands, they're going to prefer the first.
So the problem with Netherlands is they always underachieve. That's the problem.
That's what I'm saying. And with the coach, the way they were playing.
Also, Delit got hurt in training the other day, right? So
yeah,
I don't know for how long. So I mean, but look at Netherlands has a really good roster. This is no roster to laugh at. I mean, you got the room in midfield. They got De Jong. They got Van de Beek. That midfield is so good.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I just think the coach themselves has played so bad that if there's a team that's poised to underperform, I feel like it might be them.
Yeah. Oh, really quickly, side note. This Koepenmeyers kid, I haven't seen him play.
This Marlon, Juventus was talking to buy.
Okay. This other Koepenmeyers kid, I heard Atalanta. A lot of big teams want him, and he's choosing Atalanta. So
Yeah, he was
Well, that's
rumored to
good.
be Roma for a while, but I don't know. It looks like they're going to sign him for like 18 million. How much, Chris?
Yeah, it was like 18 to 20. I haven't seen him play. Apparently, he's legit. So
Maybe he'll get some time.
Dom has Holland or the Netherlands in his top 4 in the chat. I'm seeing.
Oh well, he just jinxed the hell out of them, so they're not even making it out of the group now. Dom's
So, I mean,
got
I
like
think
a kiss of death.
I think we all agree that Netherlands should win this group with probably whoever you want to put second. I think Ukraine.
Ukraine.
Ukraine is good too.
I think
I think Ukraine is going to win the group. That's going to be my hot take for this group. I think Ukraine is going to pull out the group, and Netherlands is going to come in 2.
Really? That's your bold prediction for the tournament?
Yeah. Why not? It's so easy to go chalk and pick Netherlands.
Yeah. All right. Anything else?
I really want Malinovsky to have a great tournament, but I also don't want him to get sold. So, like, I don't want him to do too good because I don't want to.
Where do you play? Ukraine?
Yeah.
Ukraine.
You listen.
Yeah, Ukraine.
He's gonna be hard to stop this tournament.
Yeah.
Going with the origin country of my surname, Ukraine. All right, Kim, you go with Ukraine.
So no North Macedonia. We don't believe in Pandev getting out of the group at 42 years old or wherever he is.
I always believe in Pandev. I hope he starts every single game and then he to the ground.
Pandev's not even going to play more than 70 minutes.
Hey,
is he?
They beat Germany a while ago, 1-0. So anything can happen.
Their odds to win the tournament, or throw some money on it. Cam, you're a gambler. Throw some money on North Macedonia.
10,001, is it?
It might be more than that, I think. Yeah, I think it's more than that. Tom, go to Group D. Who do we got in here?
Croatia, Czech Republic, England, and Scotland.
England and Croatia.
I would agree with England and Croatia. When you look at Croatia's roster,
it's pretty decent.
It's pretty deep.
Decent.
They always do. They always have a solid roster.
I think their midfield is really solid. And England, everyone's picking for them to win the group, obviously.
England's the one team that I'd never trust in any tournament, though.
Why? Would you be shocked if Croatia wins the group and England comes in second?
No, I wouldn't be shocked. Even though England's roster is ridiculous. Like, they have a very good roster.
So here's the thing, though. The first game, they're playing each other in London. So big advantage for England, you would think, right? Also, though, that could be good for Croatia, taking an underdog kind of stance. No pressure.
Yeah, you got nothing to lose. First game, go out there.
We saw the Czech Republic.
And don't forget, Scotland has a couple home games.
They have some players too. They're not.
They're not. I think Scotland could take one of the third place spots out of this group.
You think Scotland is that good, really?
No,
I think they could. I don't know. Usually, I'm a big Czech fan, but this year I'm looking at their roster and I'm like, eh.
I don't see the roster. Tom, pull up Scotland's roster. I don't even remember who's on this team.
They picked up.
This is Czech Republic. What am I looking at? Scotland. Here we go.
I mean, I don't know.
No, I don't see this team beating Croatia.
we just played.
I said third.
McTominay, Gilmore.
I said third. Not second.
Tom, pull up Croatia's roster now.
Croatia's got a really good midfield.
Croatia's got a decent team. I think they could win the group if England goes wrong.
Yeah, look at this midfield.
Yeah, their midfield is good. They got Kovacevic, Modric.
They have a very experienced midfield. Yeah. Look at that midfield.
Hey, they have Pasalic,
Perisic. They have a very experienced team. They're gonna be a tough out.
Rebic, like their team's solid.
Yeah, no, I think Croatia could win the group if England doesn't play to potential.
Yeah.
They're an interesting team. They really are.
In fact, I'll go my second hot take. I'm going to put Croatia on England, too.
We have to pull up England's roster. You're picking all these teams. Let's see who's on England's roster because they're not exactly awful there, Frank.
I mean, their roster.
I understand. They're the favorites.
Their roster's amazing. And Pond was saying in the chat that England has a bad manager. I don't know how Southgate or whatever his name is, but like this roster is pretty legit.
Their roster's always legit, though.
Yeah.
So what do you have? You got Harry Kane, you got Calvert-Lewin, Rashford, Sterling, just the forwards alone.
Well, and Bellingham is one of the young 17-year-olds that people are saying could be like a breakout star.
I mean, Foden. If you've seen Foden play, Foden's really fun to watch. He's a really good player.
Sancho.
Like,
this team.
I think Bellingham played 42 games for Dortmund this year as a 17-year-old.
Did he play that many, really?
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, I don't know how much fun he'll get here on this team, but it's a good experience for them,
I mean, their defense is a little questionable for me. Like, I don't trust Harry Maguire. Reece James is good, though. Like, Trippier, he's old now. I don't know that I trust him.
Chilwell's very good. I don't like Stones. Reece James is good.
I think it's going to depend on what Kane does. If Kane wakes up, if Kane has a good tournament,
they have a good team, man.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. Kane hopefully has a good tournament for them, but like they have other players that can beat you. Like their team is just stacked. So
Maguire's hurt. I didn't see
Maguire's
that he's
hurt.
That weakens their center backs, which is already weak to begin with. So
hence my hot take of Croatia coming in first.
I mean, I see definitely my choices are England, Croatia for this group. I don't see either of the other teams getting through.
100%. Agree with that.
What we got? Group D now? Or Group E? I'm sorry.
Group E.
Yeah.
What do we got here?
We got Poland, Slovakia.
To
Spain,
me, Poland and Spain come out of this group, and I'm even contemplating putting Poland as the group winner.
Spain.
No, Spain. Did you guys hear this? Spain's manager only called up 24 because he doesn't want to.
Yeah.
Like he knows that everyone's not going to play, so he doesn't want to call them up.
Yeah, which is the dumbest.
What is this? What is this? High school? Like
it's the
you
dumbest
can call
thing.
up these people.
Yeah.
Like what the hell?
He also didn't call anyone from Real
Madrid.
Madrid.
No, bring it down. Real Madrid. Ramos. I said just Spanish.
Dude, you left 2 spots empty.
Why would you leave 2 spots empty?
That's a coach who tells me. That's a coach who tells me he thinks he's too smart. No, that screams a coach that thinks he's smarter than everybody else.
Who was the French coach for the World Cup who wouldn't pick people based on their astrological sign? This is how stupid this is. It's on that level.
Yep.
Yeah.
And by the way, one other reason I think Poland, once we pull up their roster, their coach is Paulo Sousa, who I think is underrated, and I think he's going to get a lot out of that team.
Who, Poland you're talking about?
Yeah.
Poland's got players for sure. Zelensky.
A lot of Italian-based players.
Yeah.
Poland play. They play hard. They give you and then you put a coach like Sousa there.
Yeah. No. Lewandowski.
So you got Chesney, you got Skorupski from I'm just reading off people who play in Italy. Obviously
Brzezinski.
Berzinski. They have a Chicago Fire player on that team. Look at that.
Nice.
Frankowski. Davidovitz.
They have
Linetti.
some guy from Chicago Fire. That's good.
I just said that. Yeah.
Zelensky from Napoli.
Milik, who was on Napoli and now he's looking to come back to Italy. Maybe.
Well, don't forget Lewandowski.
And that's who I was going to say. Like you have all these players, and then Lewandowski, who might win Player of the Year. The Ballon d'Or.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Milik. That's what I'm saying. I think Poland. Listen, they could also come in last if they crap the bed, but I think they could upset people and take first place in this group.
I really like Poland's roster. I think they're going to be another tough out. Whoever gets them in knockout stage, I can see them upsetting them. Pull up Spain's roster because on this, for me, even if you don't want to bring 24, whatever, bring up 2 18-year-olds who never are going to play and let them hang out with the older guys and get the experience. Like, what's the point of not keeping the full roster? It makes no sense.
It's a coach who thinks he's so smart. And you know what's going to happen? I'm completely wrong. Spain will do great. They'll go to the final. They have 4 guys hurt, 6 guys on yellow cards. And then they'll be like, I didn't have enough people.
Busquets is out.
He's got COVID.
Yeah.
Well, so he's not officially removed from the roster yet, but
what do you mean officially? It take it to 15 days.
Well, they haven't named your replacement yet, though.
Yeah, he could play. He could still play in the second round.
Yeah, they didn't remove him yet. That's what I mean.
So just looking at that, and Spain's big question is up top. I mean, if you saw their friendly recently, like everyone's calling out Morata because he misses chances all the time, and you can't rely on him. I mean, their forwards, their weak spot. The rest of their team is pretty solid. I have faith in Morata. I think he's good enough to carry you in a tournament. He can get hot and do really well, but he also will miss some sitters and some easy ones that are going to get people to very, very angry. So
do you love the Spain defense though?
They're relying a lot. I heard on this Eric Garcia kid.
Eric Garcia is a solid player.
I understand, but he's also 20, right? Like,
but I mean, you put him next to Laporte and Alba, and they got a team.
Listen, their team's good. They're one of the favorites, right?
They're one of the favorites. That's what I'm saying. We're not making a hidden as saying they're good, but I don't necessarily think that they're a gimme to run through the tournament or anything and end up in the final.
Yeah, I mean, Spain has done really well and then really bad in tournaments recently. And they have Fabian Ruiz on Napoli, someone to keep an eye out. Also, I'm hoping he gets some playing time for them. Is anyone going for?
I'm going to go Poland 1, Spain 2.
You're going to have a lot of 2-2 matchups in your bracket, that are going to be really good games in that first knockout round.
I guess so.
Because you have a lot of upsets happening. I don't see Spain losing the group, but I see Poland advancing.
I think I would say Spain and Poland to move on.
Yeah,
for sure.
I see Poland, Spain, and Sweden.
You're picking 3 from this group?
I think there's a good chance a third team comes out of this group.
Sweden, they don't play good all the time.
With no Zlatan, you're basing this on Kulusevski. He's going to carry the team. Pull up Sweden's roster, Dom. I know we got Kulusevski on there, and then we're going to be watching him closely.
And some Barak on here too.
Ekdahl. Yeah.
Isaac is good. I mean, they got some good players too.
Ekdahl
from Stamp.
They didn't call the coach. Ivanovic.
He's hurt.
He got hurt.
He got hurt.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't play the end of the season for Milan either.
Yeah, if Sweden had Abramovich, different game, but
the team's not bad though. I can see them coming in third.
Yeah,
and advancing.
No, but we're all pretty much on the same page for this group. Let's go to Group F, which is we can say is the group of death, right?
Yes.
Group of death. What is that?
I mean, look at this group:
France, Germany, Hungary, and Portugal.
France, Germany, Hungary, Hungary, whatever.
So let's
Portugal.
see if we have any discerning dissension in the ranks in terms of how we think these teams are going to do. I have a hunch that I see a little different.
Well, I mean, does anyone not have France winning the group?
No.
Tom, pull up France's roster. If anyone sees France's roster, like, there's no way. You have to be crazy not to pick them to.
Well, plus the roster's great, but they have Deschamps.
Yeah.
So Deschamps is a good coach. So, as an ex-Juventus ties, and even when he was in City,
think about this. Theo Hernandez can't make this team.
Yeah.
Theo Hernandez is one of the best fullbacks in Serie A, and he can't make this team.
It's insane.
So. I mean,
they do have a weak spot. They have Rabiot. So, but the funny thing is, you want me to really make you cry? If you look at their midfield, Kingsley Coman was on Juventus as an 18-year-old. They got rid of him. Pogba was here. It's good. We got rid of him. Tolizo, we wanted for 2 years. We couldn't get him.
Francesco's good team.
Yeah. No,
Tolizo, I'm glad they didn't get him.
Well, yeah, he never quite panned out, but I mean, he would have played on our midfield this year.
But still, I mean, these players though, like you take them, like that they're very solid, very very solid team. If they don't get Final Four, it would be like a travesty in my eyes. Like they have to get at least Final Four.
Yeah, I mean, they have very good players. They're not really old. I mean, they should be set up nicely to go through this, but they have a hard group. Like there's no gimme, right? Like.
Yeah.
Producer Dom thinks Ronaldo chokes and Portugal doesn't make it out of the group. I'm thinking that's what he's saying.
You guys would say that the third place team here is advancing, right?
I would think yes. I think Germany is going to come in second.
I agree.
I don't. I think Germany's
Well,
in third place.
yeah, Portugal, you throw away.
I'm throwing them away as third place in this group. Yes.
Yeah, I think.
John, pull up Germany's roster. I have it France, Germany, Portugal as the order.
Same.
Germany, I think, is not playing well, but they have a very good roster if you look at their team. I mean, first of all, you have Khan, you have Emre Khan, you have Gosens.
They have your favorite player, Gosens.
They have so he's worth 6 points by himself. Gosens.
Hey, he scored a really nice goal today, man.
German is good too. The defense has a nice defense.
Do you trust Germany's forwards? That's their question mark too. Like, I don't trust Havertz. Mueller's older.
Okay, though.
He's playing okay right now.
Werner's been very inconsistent. But they're not like playing well.
No, I don't
listen. Right now.
I don't expect Germany to win a lot of games 4-3. I don't, but I think they're going to be positioned well enough between defense and midfield. They're going to be really hard to break down.
They're a solid team. Yeah, let's go to
Plus, they have Nair Net, who's one of the best.
Yeah.
João Cancelo, ex-Juventus.
Diaz Diaz, people are saying, is the EPL Player of the Year. So,
listen, I'm picking Portugal to go finish second in this group. So I agree that they're solid. Bruno Fernandes has been fantastic.
Don't forget, they have one disadvantage if it doesn't go well. That they have to keep Ronaldo on the field, same as Juventus. So if it doesn't go well, the options dwindle in terms of how you fix it.
Yeah,
but
Ronaldo, Portugal is good too.
Ronaldo also has midfielders to pass him the ball on this.
Yeah, and he can take.
Yeah, but think what you just said, Dan. They're going to be going up versus the France midfield and versus the Germany midfield. You think they're going to run around and do whatever they want, Portugal? I don't think so. I don't think they're going to have that much time and space.
I mean, they're going to be very good games.
They are going to be very good games. Yeah.
We hope that they're entertaining. Do you have Hungary's roster by any chance? Just to see it?
Yeah, I made everyone's roster today.
You did? Be there. I want to see if I even recognize anyone on this team. I mean, I can't pick any of these guys out.
Philadelphia Union.
Oh God.
No, honestly, I know nothing about this team, so it could be.
Yeah, they're nobody's no.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
which means they'll come in third in the tournament. Yeah, I think they got a crummy draw, right? I mean, if Hungary comes out of this group, then they have a hell of a success.
Even they aren't expecting to get out of this group.
No.
So you have to be crazy to pick them to.
So here's the thing, though. Here's the thing: if you're playing an underdog team in a group that is very, very tough, the group of death, when's the least game you want to play them? There's two games that are more dangerous. The middle game's the best time to play them because
I mean, if you have to play France in your last game, it depends if it means anything for France. If they have it locked up, then I want to play them. If they don't,
that's what I'm saying.
Then I don't want to play.
Hungary opens up with Portugal, where everyone's at 0, right? So that's not a great thing for Portugal.
Well, Portugal's got to get 3 points there. If they
got to get 3 points. Yeah,
you know, it's
because I could see France and Germany tying the first game.
Yeah, you can see all those games tying, right? Like,
you know,
it should be interesting. It should be fun. I can't wait.
Yeah, I mean, any team that wants to go through has to win that game versus Hungary.
Yes, 100%.
And Germany plays Hungary the last game.
Yeah.
Jeez. Wait, you got to start France and Portugal as your tournament. That's a tough ask for a team that's not really playing all that well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can pick our
we could
get
top 4, but is it possible without knowing the breakdown of how the lineups, like who plays who?
Yeah. That's the thing. I don't know how the bracket's going to shake out, so I can't. I mean, to pick a top 4 is tough. Do you guys want to pick your top goal scorer of the tournament?
I think we could do that.
I mean, I think the easy answer is Lukaku.
I think it's going to be between Lukaku and Mbappe. Not that I'm picking anyone on a
Lukaku who?
Mbappe.
What about
Lewandowski?
it? Could be him.
No, I don't think Lewandowski.
Does Lewandowski get far enough to win that?
And what about Immobile?
Mobile, no.
No way. According to Frankie,
Immobile.
Poland's going to get the top 4.
Oh,
So.
Raspadori.
Raspadori, there you go.
He wish he can play like Rossi.
Yeah,
Yeah, that would be great.
they did. They compared Raspadori to Rossi earlier this week. I'm picking Ronaldo as my top goal scorer.
Are you?
Yeah, I think he's gonna do. He's gonna score his goals.
So you have Portugal. So you have Portugal going far.
Yeah, I think Portugal is gonna go far in the tournament.
But
I also think he's gonna score a lot. He's gonna score.
I don't think he's gonna clean up in the first group with all the hard games.
I'm gonna say Lukaku.
I think if you look at Lukaku's group, he's probably got the best chance to get off to a really good start, right? Denmark, Finland, Russia. Like he could have 5 by the end of the group, by the end of the group stage.
Yeah, it's not easy. Although they're a good team, it's not easy.
No, nothing's easy in these things.
So who do you pick, Frank?
Who they play with, I guess.
I think if I had to put money on it, I would put it on Lukaku.
Okay.
Just because he had a great season, and the group they're playing.
Listen, I think he's the favorite.
No one's going with Harry Kane.
No.
Oh, is Kane the favorite?
Kane is the favorite, really? Wow.
Kane has been 3-4 years. He don't do great things.
He's not been he was in better form years ago.
Well, he was awesome this season. Are you kidding me? He had 20 plus goals and 12 assists or something.
Yeah, but remember the year before he transferred? He was insane. Every time he touched the half chance, he put it away. I don't know. I didn't see him that much this year, but
yeah. So the problem too with picking England is I'm pretty sure that if they win that group, who do they play? The second in Group F, I think they play or something like that. So
yeah, exactly.
So that's, or maybe it's the round after. I don't know. It's something weird like that. But it's a tough group. It's a tough draw afterwards.
Kane has as many goals as Ronaldo this season. Yeah, I mean, he had a solid season.
Yeah.
I like Kane better than Ronaldo. So.
Yeah, I mean they're different players, right? But
they're totally different players.
Yeah. But yeah.
No one's putting their money on Ramsey.
Or Rabio. Who does?
What about Morata?
No, God no.
No.
They're right.
All right. So what else? So we picked. Everyone picked who they think is going to win. Did we all pick Lukaku?
I picked Lukaku. Dan picked Ronaldo. You picked Lukaku. Who would you pick?
I pick Immobile.
Oh.
Yeah. He's going to finally break out for Italy. All right.
All right.
Okay. So how many though? Let's say how many goals you think wins it?
How many goals wins it?
Yeah.
7.
Yeah, I'd say 7.
Yeah, I was thinking 6.
Oh, that's a high number.
Yeah, right.
But listen, I hope this doesn't.
Immobile. 4.
Yeah. 4? So
He's
he's not winning top goal scorer with 4 goals.
There is
Because-
somebody going for the 4 goal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you get all the way to the finals, you're playing 7 games by itself. 8 games.
No, I'm talking about the group.
No, I'm talking about overall
No.
for the whole tournament.
No.
What do you think for the whole tournament?
7. Immobile.
7.
7. All right. Hey, let's hope that's true.
Yeah,
I think if Italy goes far, and I think they can, I think it's going to be similar to the 2006 World Cup where they have a lot of different goal scorers.
yes,
They
100%.
keep an eye on Raspadori.
I think Raspadori will pitch in. I think Insigne, Berardi will score.
So
Barella.
you think Raspadori is going to play more than Belotti?
I'd honestly rather see him more than Belotti, to be honest with you.
I would too. I'm just asking you. Do you think?
I don't know if
that's gonna
Mancini will do that.
He's not doing good.
Yeah.
He's not doing well.
I don't know if I think Mancini's loyal to Belotti, but I think I'd rather have Raspadori come in with this form.
There's something about Raspadori, man. I mean, I think Mancini loves him. I think he's got so much potential, and he's such a team player. He can change the game without scoring. He doesn't need to score. He can do so much more than that. Go ahead.
Do we want to predict Italy's starting lineup for the first game?
No, I think we know what they're
I
starting.
wouldn't take me too. I wouldn't take Raspadori instead of Belot.
Yeah, maybe Mancini will see it the same way.
Raspadori can play for the team too. He can play for the team.
I think Mancini's really high on Raspadori, and I
Plus,
really hope he has some balls and he plays them.
Plus, in these tournaments, there's something to be said for that young up-and-comer that's never played before that has all this energy. And Belotti's played how many games on the national team? He's got to play at least 50 by now. Like, you don't – it's not the same. When you're brand new and it's your first time playing, and it's like, sometimes you catch lightning in a bottle, right? Like,
I'm telling you, put Raspadori with those wingers, he will hold the ball up, pass it out wide to them, make the runs in the middle. That guy will be do really well with the players that are on that roster.
Honestly, the thing I'm worried about Italy is I'm worried about stupid penalty calls against them.
Oh, I mean, that's anything.
That's any game.
Listen, part of these tournaments is luck, too. So everything that we're saying is really doesn't really matter because luck has a lot to do with it. You can get a red card in the first 5 minutes of the game one and ruin your entire tournament right there. Ref makes a stupid call, something happens, and so luck has a lot to do with it.
Yeah.
But Italy has Friday first game 3 p.m. Eastern time, right?
Yeah.
The first game is Friday.
Friday 3 p.m.
Italy is going to start.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, first game. They're the hosts. They're the first game. We do have our poll, we have our little tournament bracket thing, right? I think I made one. I made a selection, a choice. I probably didn't even pick anything that I said in this.
No, me neither. I don't think because the site we're using, in fairness, if you guys want to participate, click the link below, get your teams in. But fair warning, it's a horrible site. I have no idea who I even picked.
It sucks, that site. It's free.
It is free though.
If you want to join our thing, see how you guys match up against us.
For the record, my predictions on this thing are what I'm going with and not whatever buttons I clicked on that website because I don't know who I picked to come out of the groups.
Okay.
Wait, so really quickly, we didn't even pick. Who do you guys think is going to win it all?
Well, you want to do top 4?
France.
You think France? I think Italy's going to win. I'm going to go Italy.
Yeah, but listen to me. Yeah, all right, we can talk about it now. But it's too early to talk about
it. It is. I'm just saying. Who do you think?
France is my choice. I think Italy is going for the World Cup in winter. That's where I'm picking Italy.
I'll take
I'm not
that.
picking them for this tournament.
Right. So I was gonna say France or Italy. So I'll say Italy just because we're tying.
Frank, have some balls. You picked Poland to go so far. Pick them to win it. Come on.
No, I think they're gonna go to the 8th though. Round of 8.
Who do you think's gonna win?
Me?
No, him.
Italy.
He always picks.
See, the thing is, you can't ask us who we think is going to win because we just always go back to the fandom.
Well, I didn't. I picked France. I'm being realistic. I think France is going to win. That team is.
Who's your top 4? Who's your top 4?
It's hard to do though.
Yeah, I mean the best 4 teams in the tournament, I think, are France. I'm putting Belgium. I'm putting Italy in that. I think they're in the top 4. And I'm probably putting – I kind of want to pick someone who's not, expected to be in the top 4. So I'm going to say – screw it. I'm putting Poland in my top 4.
Oh, I've talked you so much into Poland that now you took my top 4.
No, I like them as a team. I like them too.
Right, Frank, do them dirty. Put Croatia in there. Let's go.
I would put Ukraine if I was going to put someone, but no, I'm not going to put Ukraine. So our top 4. I mean, look, the 4 best teams on paper are Italy, France. Oh my God, I just drew a blank. Who else did you say, Dan? In the first 3? Belgium, and I think
Spain,
I think Germany.
Germany, because their track record in tournaments is pretty good. Dom's picking Netherlands. I'm telling you, Netherlands is not coming in 4th place in their group because Dom has picked them. So they're 4th place guaranteed.
Honda's going Portugal, France, Belgium, England. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty.
We have fair representation of all the big nations. I feel like across the chat, and
I was gonna say France, Belgium, England, Italy.
Okay. But I don't know. I just can never buy into England before a tournament because I'm so used to watching them underachieve. Worse than Italy.
They're a very hard team to trust. Yeah.
But if they catch
I would never throw money on them.
Yeah. If they catch the right tournament with the right people in form, yeah, they could be fun throughout the whole thing.
Mm-hmm. All right, I think that pretty much wraps it up. I just hope it's a fun
let me just say,
tournament.
Dan said Poland joking around, but realistically, all these tournaments.
No,
but I'm saying all these tournaments, they don't get the top 4 teams get to the final.
No,
you know what I mean. So there's
always someone that surprises.
I don't know how the brackets shake out, but that's not a crazy pick.
Yeah. All right. Like, subscribe. We got YouTube. We got Twitch. I haven't streamed Football Manager in a long time. You should probably get on that.
I'm blaming you.
I know. I haven't really been feeling like playing, but Twitch, YouTube, Twitter. I tweeted twice today. Twice or once.
I only listen to us on Apple Podcasts, by the way.
Yes. So we got Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify now. So like I said, if you don't want to see our faces, you can just listen to our terrible voices.
Highly recommended. Audio only.
Yeah, when you're driving in the car, we try not to drive off a bridge because you're listening to us, but it's a different way to listen to us.
Yep, and next week when we come back, we'll have to talk about what?
Probably every single game that we picked wrong.
Yeah.
Well, Italy will have 2 games by then.
Yeah, so they play.
We'll talk about the 2 games.
No,
we'll have one
Friday.
We'll talk about the game against Turkey. We'll recap that one. And we'll talk about more transfers because I'm sure Donnarumma will be on PSG.
By then, Donnarumma will be on PSG, loaned back to Inter, so Daddy can blow a head gasket.
Loaned back to Inter.
That would be the most stupid thing.
That would be amazing. I wouldn't even care. I would love that.
Yeah.
We'll talk about other games of the tournament that are interesting. I mean, if there's a good game or an upset or whatever, but we're going to keep it strictly, I guess, Italy focused. Right? At least they're group focused.
I have to figure out how to watch like 3-yard games a day at night after work.
Right?
We are still on. Yeah.
Yes, we're still on.
I have one question out of the Euro. And going back to USA champion. Where is that tournament? Just one game?
No. That Nations League, that was a tournament that they've been playing for a couple of weeks.
How many teams participated?
It's the same thing. It's the same thing as the Nations League that UEFA plays too.
Basically, it's a CONCACAF Nations League. It's just all the teams.
Of course, what's the usual team?
I think it took over what the Gold Cup used to be. Basically.
No, they still have the Gold Cup, don't they?
They still have the Gold Cup?
I think. Isn't it? It took a place like friendlies for helping qualify for the World Cup, right?
Maybe. I don't know. I don't really keep track of that crap.
We are the worst podcast ever. Do not listen to us.
Well, to be fair, I don't really follow CONCACAF. I don't really care about it.
Yeah, but we should know the rules of the Nations League. I feel like I think it's just glorified friendlies.
Yeah, yesterday I remember there would be a game. There would be a game USA Mexico. They up to me go 5 minutes before they start. And I called Christopher. Say, you ever get?
Yeah,
but you barely
know what offsides is sometimes. So I don't
know. I know. I just say the old offsides rule was better.
Yeah. All right, let's end this. Let's go.
Yeah. We'll see you guys next week.
Yeah.
Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for chatting.
Good night.
Bye.
We're out. We're off.